Welcome back, everybody, to some more Turnabout goodbyes. Really interesting so far. A lot of lore revealing and stuff like that. So we're learning a lot more about these characters here. Just wanted to also remind everybody that this is September here on Twitch. And I know there's 39 of you in the chat or so. Looks like probably most of you already subscribed. But if you're not, and you are enjoying the content here that I've been streaming a lot recently, if you guys want to actually, subscribe or something like that, I'll be doing a lot more stuff. I'm going to be trying to do a lot more fighting game stuff as well. Yeah, just going to be doing a lot of cool streams. Probably going to do a karaoke stream at some point in time. You get access to cat emotes like Drunken Banana has put out there. And it doesn't look right on the chat here, but it looks better in the actual chat. But if you want, it's $2.50 right now because it's September, so it's half off the subscription. And any help would be appreciated. But let's do this. Let's keep going with this. I was about to call it the Samurai Showdown because I kept looking at Turnabout Samurai. With the Turnabout goodbyes, let us continue. Woo, woo, woo. December 26, 9:44 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. I'd be a terrible lawyer, by the way, because I could never get into the court at this time. Karma? That's right. Manfred von Karma. He's the best prosecutor there is. Guy's name is Manfred von Karma. Oh my god. He hasn't lost the case in his 40-year career. He is a god of prosecution, right? A god.
Not a single case?
He'll do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. Sounds like someone else I know, Edgeworth. You don't understand. I mean, he'll really do anything. Manfred von Karma is a man to be feared. It's quite a claim coming from someone who forges evidence. He taught me what it really means to prosecute. What? Just picture a prosecutor as vicious as me, multiplied by a factor of 10. And then picture Elf Monster subscribing, and James flipping a table, and James saying, "Thank you, Elf Monster, for the subscription. It is greatly appreciated." That's right, there is the Prime subs as well. If you mouse over the actual video window, you'll see the button that allows you to subscribe with your Amazon Prime. Ugh.
So he was your teacher then, Mr. Edgeworth?
Something like that.
And now he's trying to get you found guilty? What a creep! Oh, wait. Maybe he's planning on losing on purpose to help you out.
Oh, not a chance. He hasn't lost once in 40 years. 40 years! He's as ruthless as me times 20.
It's pretty ruthless.
Like I said, he's a god among prosecutors. I guess it's something like Mia was to me. Speaking of Mia... Maya?
Uh-huh.
We could really be using Mia's help right now, don't you think?
Oh, I can't. Sorry, I tried. I really tried, but I couldn't reach.
You couldn't reach?
Boo-doo-dee.
I can't even do that tone.
Boo-doo-dee.
We're sorry. Your older sister Mia could not be connected to at this time.
I think it's because I haven't been training. My powers are weak again.
Oh man, what bad timing.
I'm really sorry. I'll try my best.
I hope so. What are you two whispering about? Oh, nothing. Yeah. Well, it's time. Let's head in. December 26th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Von Karma, is the prosecution ready? Fool! You seriously think that I would stand here were I not completely prepared? Right, my apologies.
He said we got the judge scared.
Very well, your opening statement, please. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Or nothing, of course. That should be fine. The prosecution may call its first witness.
What's with this guy? Is he royalty or something? How am I supposed to fight against this?
I call the detective in charge of this case, Detective Gumstick Gumshoe.
Okay, Gumshoe's first. Let's see how this goes.
Describe the incident now. Yes, sir.
Detective Gumshoe looks nervous.
Please take a look at the map. The murder happened late Christmas Eve around midnight. There was one boat in the very middle of the lake. There were 2 men on the boat. Now, there happened to be a woman camping on the edge of the lake. At 12:10, she heard 2 pistol shots. Then the boat started to move. The boat have started to move. It went towards the boat rental shop.
Overhead map added to the court record.
Testify to the court about the arrest now. Wait, Mr. Von Karma. Yes. Actually, I'm the one that's supposed to be handling these proceedings. Wrong. There's only one thing you need to do here. You will slam down your gavel and say the word guilty. That is your role. Yes, of course. You're quite right.
No, he's not.
Oh. A man called into the station about 30 minutes after midnight. We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. That's where we found Mr. Edgeworth. Now, I didn't suspect him of anything at all, but the next morning, a body was found in the lake, so we had to arrest Mr. Edgeworth. I see. Very well. Begin your cross-examination, attorney. Now.
Jesus.
A man called into the station around 30 minutes after midnight.
You received a call from a man?
Yep.
But you said there was a woman camping there. She was the one who heard the 2 gunshots, right?
Objection. The woman and the man who were called in the report are 2 different people, obviously.
Different people?
There were 2 witnesses. Their testimonies were quite similar, however. Today I've summoned the woman who was camping. The woman who was camping? A lot of heart. What happened next, detective? We headed to the scene of the crime.
How long was it between receiving the report and your arrival at the lake?
Well, I would say it was about 3 minutes.
That's pretty fast.
Our motto for the month is get there quick. Objection. Detective, you will refrain from casually revealing department secrets. Yes, sir. Sorry. I look forward to your next year's salary review. So much to look forward to these days. This is no time for dejected daydreaming. Continue. Yes, sir. That's where we found Mr. Edgeworth.
What was Mr. Edgeworth like when you saw him?
Well, from what I saw, he looked pretty relaxed. Not like a murder at all, really. Objection! Detective, the court requires the facts, not your opinion. How many years have you been on the force? Facts only, detective. Hard, cold, objective facts. Yes, sir.
Man, he's got a share of objections.
No, I didn't expect them.
Hold it! Why didn't you think he was suspicious?
You should know. We have a deep trusting relationship with the prosecutors. Objection! Detective, the court isn't interested in your musings. Deep, trusting, poppycock!
God, he's mastered the finger waving, dude.
I've never heard so many flippant comments from an active detective on the force.
Detective Gumshoe doesn't look so good.
Continue now. But the next morning, a body was found in the lake.
Did you find any clues on the body?
A single bullet was recovered from the body. He was shot right through the heart, fatally. Judge, here's the bullet. It didn't strike bone, so its shape is well preserved. Very well. The court accepts this bullet into evidence.
Pistol bullet added to the court record.
So we had to arrest Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it! Why is that?
Well, we found the murder weapon in the boat.
The murder weapon?
A pistol. Detective Gumshoe.
That is a vital piece of information. Please revise your testimony.
Right. Sorry, Your Honor. The murder weapon we found in the boat was decisive evidence.
Nick, doesn't it seem like Detective Gumshoe is being a little vague? I bet Von Karma is feeding him lines. His testimony is probably filled with landmines just waiting for me to press. What do we do? Grit our teeth and press, I guess. What else can we do? Well said, Nick. You're the man!
A man called into the station around 30 minutes after midnight.
"30 minutes after midnight, that checks out. Overhead map of Gourd Lake. Bullet.
We headed to the scene of the crime.
Oops. How long was it between you and... It was... That's pretty...
I'm on the...
We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. So, if he got there in 3 minutes, that technically means he got there at like 12:33.
That's where we found Mr. Edgeworth. No, I didn't suspect him of anything. But the next morning, a body was found in the lake. The murder weapon we found in the boat was decisive evidence.
What about the pistol made it decisive evidence? Yeah, he really is like Edgeworth. Oh yeah, there you go. He's got the same evil laugh as Edgeworth.
There were fingerprints on the pistol found in the boat. They were clear prints from Mr. Edgeworth's right hand.
What?
Order! Order! So, Mr. Edgeworth's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon? Yes, Your Honor. Judge, this is the weapon in question. Accepted into evidence.
Fired 3 times, bears prints from Edgeworth's right hand.
Members of the court, we now have the pistol used in the murder and the bullet found in the body. Detective? Yes, sir. Was the bullet found in the body fired from this pistol? Yes, the ballistic markings on the bullet matched the pistol.
Hey, Nick. What does he mean, ballistic markings?
Shocking. To imagine someone here does not know something as basic as ballistic markings.
Nick, he's glaring at me.
Very well, I'll explain. Actually, Judge, you do it. Me? Ballistic markings are like the fingerprints of a gun. The barrel leaves distinctive marks on each bullet it fires. You can examine these ballistic fingerprints to see which gun fired the shot. It's quite accurate. Indeed. This leads to one inevitable conclusion. The bullet found in the victim's heart was without a doubt fired from this pistol. This pistol which, as you may recall, was covered with the defendant's own fingerprints. Order! Order! Bribed judge. And it always leads to a game over. Did you just try to bribe me, Mr. Wright? Go to jail! This is bad. This makes it look like Edgeworth did it. Well, Judge, I'd say it's almost decisive, yes. Honestly, I could declare a verdict at this point. However... No. You wish to hear the witness speak, no doubt. Very well. I am somewhat fatigued, so I will take a brief break. I will call my witness after the recess, which will last 10 minutes. Judge! Yes? What are you doing? A 10-minute recess! Now! But wait, just bang your flimsy gavel and get on with it, man. Yes. This court will take a 10-minute recession. Who's running this court anyway?
December 26, 11:09 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Edgeworth, what's going on here? Your fingerprints were on the murder weapon.
And that foggy photo makes one thing clear. The only one who could have shot that man was the person in the photo.
True.
Was that you in the boat? Yes, it was me.
What?
But you must believe me, I didn't shoot him. Then who did? I don't know. You don't know? Weren't you right there? I heard a gunshot from very close by. And the other man fell from the boat. I can't say why, but I thought at the time that he had shot himself. You mean it was a suicide? That's the only explanation I can come up with. Huh? How am I gonna convince anyone of that? Say, Maya?
Huh? What?
Any progress with Mia? Oh, sorry, it's no good. Ugh. I know. I'm no good for anything, am I, Nick? If I can't call my sister, I might as well not be here, right?
Yeah, you're useless. Damn, that would be the worst. No, dude, I can't do that.
No, of course not. I need you here. I can see you're always trying to help out. Even if you don't actually help, it's the thought that counts, right? It's okay, Nick. You don't have to make me feel better. I don't know anything about trials or defense. What's more, I'm a spirit medium who can't even contact spirits. Oh, everyone has their off days. I mean, I've just been getting lucky lately. But you never know when my luck is going to run out.
Really?
Whoa, right! Don't jinx this case any more than it already is. It's bad for my heart. Sorry. Whoops. Court is back in session. Mr. Von Karma, call your witness. Yes. Will Miss Lotta Hart take the stand?
Howdy, y'all.
Lotta Hart, you are a research student at the university.
That I am.
Good. Begin by telling us what you saw the night of the incident. And don't add anything trivial or subjective.
S&K boss.
Understand?
Y'all need to learn some manners.
Understand?
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
Very well. Your testimony, please.
It was Christmas Eve, just after midnight, I reckon. I was in my car. I heard this bang and came up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Then there was another bang. There wasn't nary a thing on the lake but that boat.
Enough.
Huh?
Judge, she happened to take a photo of the incident. This is that photo. Accept it as evidence. Well, this is a surprise. This looks like the very moment of the murder. Order! I will remove people from this courtroom if I do not have order immediately. As the witness has testified, she looked at the lake when she heard the shot. There were no other boats on that lake. So, the man in the boat with the victim must have been the one who shot him. Yes, it was the defendant, Miles Edgeworth. Order! 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 I will have order! Well, Judge, the evidence is decisive. I have very little doubt about this case. Very well, this court finds the defendant.
Objection! Wait, Your Honor! I haven't cross-examined the witness yet!
Cross-examination? We have photographic proof. What question can there possibly be? This photo is worth 1,000 words, and they all read guilty. You lose. Or do you claim to have found a contradiction in her testimony?
Oh, he's opening the door. He's opening the door.
Very well. If you have to, you may cross-examine the witness. You will only flounder and ask meaningless questions. You will fail to find anything. And then I will have you held in contempt of court.
Nick, contempt?
Contempt of court, you know.
I guess I understand. Well, what are you gonna do? Do you really think there was a contradiction with the facts in her testimony? I think I noticed one little thing. Oh, I'm impressed, Nick. I didn't notice anything. Right, let's take him on.
Yeah, I got a bad feeling about this. I understand. I will cross-examine the witness. Very well. I pray for your sake this isn't a waste of time.
Damn, Judge, it's like that, huh? It was Hold it! Just after midnight, you say? In other words, it was no longer Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day! Huh? Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Objection! I know you want to find contradictions, but really... I hope your next contradiction is a little more relevant to the trial. Witness, continue your testimony.
I was in my car. Hold it! Why were you camping there anyway? I'm a research student at my university. I was taking pictures to use in my research. Research? This all sounds suspicious. Miss Hart, could you be more specific about your research?
Objection! What does the witness's motive in camping by the lake have to do with this case? The answer is nothing! I object to this line of questioning. Objection sustained.
Wait now! I'm the one who says that!
Well, then say it already! Objection sustained.
Thanks for nothing, Your Honor. I heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I heard this bang come up. So you weren't looking at the lake at that time? Nope. I looked after I heard that noise.
Objection! She said that already. I asked you to find contradictions, not leisurely chat with the witness.
When I looked out the window, could you clearly see the two men? Just look at the picture. Clear enough for you? Oh. Wait a second. I wasn't asking you about the photo. I was asking if you saw the two men. You saw the two men. Yeah, well, of course.
Objection. The witness has testified that she saw them. There's also a photo. You'd best look elsewhere for your precious contradictions. He jumped in quick. He's hiding something.
Then there was another bang. Hold it. Were you watching the very moment the shot rang out? Well, yeah, sure.
Objection. You're asking meaningless questions. Meaningless! Contradictions, Mr. Wright. Not meaningless babble.
Oh, Karma, I think I hate you. He's trying to keep me from talking to the witness. To what end? There was a nary a thing on the light, but... Are you sure about that? Yeah, sure as a country gal can be. That sounds pretty sure. How come you're so sure? Well, heck, I scanned the whole lake. Scanned the whole lake? It sounds like she was more interested in the lake than the boat. Miss Hart, you...
Objection! Mr. Wright, the witness has answered the question in full. No need for further questions. Objection sustained. That's what I... Sustained! Yes, of course. Great. Enough! I think we've heard all we need to hear, Mr. Wright. It seems you are unable to find a contradiction in the testimony worth noting. But Your Honor! You kept your promise. Mr. Wright, I'm afraid that I will have to penalize any further outbursts by holding you in contempt of the court. And if that happens, you'll have to leave the courtroom immediately. Understood?
Nick, Lada's testimony is fishy, Nick, real fishy. I know what you mean, but if I can't say anything, what can I do? I believe we've covered the evidence sufficiently to make a decision.
Then pass your judgment.
Very well. Mr. Miles Edgeworth, please take the stand. Hold it!
Who was that?
It was me. Maya?
Is something wrong? Do you need to use the facilities?
No, I do not. Lotta Hart, your testimony stinks. It's unclear whether you are actually looking at the lake. It's highly doubtful that you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth. Tell us the truth. This is a matter of life or death.
Did you really clearly see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him fire that pistol?
You will stand down! The court does not acknowledge the defense's outburst.
Answer me, Lotta! What's the big idea treating me like some kind of criminal? I saw him, I swear it, I saw Edgeworth.
Objection! Enough! Judge, declare the defense in contempt of the court. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, but you were warned. Guard, escort Mr. Wright out of the courtroom. He is in contempt of the court and must leave. No. Wait!
I was the one who made the outburst, Your Honor. Nick is innocent.
Oh, no. What's the difference? All that remains for the guilty verdict to be declared. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Wrong! What?
Did you hear what Miss Hart just said? She said she clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony. That changes her testimony, and I have a right to cross-examine again.
Order! You're in contempt of court. It's too late for wild claims. Judge, sustain my objection. I'm sorry, Mr. Von Karma, but I cannot. What? Miss Lotta Hart has made a new testimony. The defense does have a right to cross-examine her again, but she is in contempt of court.
No, I am. If you're going to arrest someone, arrest me.
Very well. Maya Fey, you will leave the courtroom immediately.
Nick, I did what I could. You have to do the rest. Good luck. Maya!
I care not for this melodrama. Listen well, Mr. Wright. I do not tolerate badgering of my witnesses. I'm running out of time. I'd better find a contradiction in here or else. Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination.
That last statement, I saw it clear as day. The man on the boat was Mr. Edgeworth. Well, what about the other man?
Objection! You cannot expect to be allowed to blindly ignore your promise, Mr. Wright. I believe you claimed there was a contradiction in this witness's testimony. Well, find it, if you can. Mr. Wright, I have to assign you a penalty.
Damn, that's it? Oh, I don't know if I can find anything in that. But I can't squander Maya's efforts either. Saw it clear as day. The man on the boat was Mr. Edgeworth.
Let me save.
That's it? Oh, I don't know if I can find anything. I gotta squander her efforts either. There's so much fog in this photo that can't be clear as day. It can't be. Objection! Got you, Miss Hart. Finally. What? You got what? Look at this photograph. The photo I took. The very same. There's something I want you to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. The fog, Miss Hart. So? This picture was taken with professional, high-quality film, right? Yet even it could not capture the faces of the men on the boat. Yet you claim you saw Mr. Edgeworth? How?
What? Mr. Wright has a point. Objection! That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony. Please!
Yet, now she has said it, Mr. Von Karma. How could you possibly see Edgeworth? Explain yourself!
Miss Hart.
What? Could you see the defendant that night? Of course, I said I could, and I meant I could.
Then please testify as to the circumstances of your sighting.
I did it. I finally found a hole in Von Karma's carefully vague testimony. You're right, it was a cold night and the fog was thick as grits. So once I finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. When I heard that noise out on the lake, I looked with my binoculars. See? No problem.
You used binoculars. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. This one better be good.
Hold it! So, how could you see Edgeworth? Now just hold your horses there for a second. You hasty Yankee types never find a gal where I'm from.
Defense attorneys have trouble with that as it is.
Nobody loves me. Damn. Hold it! Your camera? Yeah, it's got an automatic.
Objection! The issue we are concerned here with is with Miss Hart seeing Mr. Edgeworth. The camera has nothing to do with this at all.
Objection sustained. Alright, it's not letting her answer any of my questions. Still, I brought my... Hold it! Binoculars? Yeah, binoculars. Yesterday, you mentioned that you were out looking for shooting stars, correct? Well, yeah. Wouldn't you need a telescope, not binoculars for that? Got doubts about your camera, too. What was it? Was it that really to take pictures of meteor showers?
Objection! The camera is irrelevant to this case.
You can't say that for certain.
Mr. Wright, is the camera really relevant to this case? If you believe it is, you may continue with this line of questioning. But know this, if you find nothing with this, there will be consequences. Well, Mr. Wright, do you wish to press further about the camera? This is make it or break it time.
The camera is of utmost importance, Your Honor. It is perhaps the key to this entire case. Therefore, I will continue my line of questioning.
Wow, maybe I went a little overboard there. Very well. Ms. Hart, you will testify to the court about the camera.
Yeah, I hear ya. The camera was set up to take pictures of a meteor shower. That is so suspicious. Miss Hart, what made you choose that lake to photograph meteors? You know the fog gets thick on that lake. It's not very suited to stargazing. Yeah, well, you see, I guess I wasn't thinking too straight. Ha!
Objection. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness because of her challenged intellect.
Now wait a minute!
Continue your testimony. You are saying how it was that you saw Edgeworth. No unnecessary comments, please.
When I heard that noise out on the lake, I took out my binoculars. If there was a heavy fog, how would binoculars change that at all? What do you mean? Even binoculars can't see through fog, but you say you clearly saw him. Oh, I did, yeah.
Enough. There is no room for doubt in her testimony.
She sounded pretty doubtful to me. I have to find a clear contradiction first. I don't care how many von Karmic injections I get. Von Karmic.
gonna find a hole in this testimony if it's the last thing I do. You're right, it was a cold night and the mist was thick as grits. So once I was finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Camera was set up to take pictures of a meteor shower. When I heard that noise out of the lake, I looked with my binoculars. I feel like it's the same thing here. Can't look out with the binoculars. I mean, the fog is such a great question. Objection! This evidence clearly reveals the When I heard that noise out on the lake, I looked with my binoculars. Camera was set up to take pictures of a meteor shower. Objection! This is where my first objection was. You were photographing shooting stars? That's a lie. Says who? Take a look at this photograph. This was taken on an automatic setting, was it not? Yeah, that's right. You have to point a camera upwards to take photos of stars, Miss Hart. But as this photograph clearly shows, the camera was pointed directly at the lake. Oh. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? The witness was not at the lake to photograph shooting stars, Your Honor. Well then, what exactly was she photographing? Your Honor, take a look at this. What was Mrs. Hart trying to photograph at the lake? Miss Hart, this is what you were trying to photograph. What's this? A newspaper article? Gordy? Oh, the sighting at Gord Lake. Well, Mrs. Hart? Well, Ms. Hart, I never heard of no lake monster. You got proof or something? Let's see you prove that I was down at the lake trying to photograph this Gordy. It's the same thing. It had that loud splash. It was the same. It's the same thing. It's the same evidence. I have it. Proof. Intriguing. Very well, let's see it. And no joking around this time, please. What is proof that the witness was trying to photograph Gordy, the lake monster? The proof is this article about Gordy, the lake monster. According to this article, when Gordy breaks through the water, it makes a loud noise, which is why you set up your camera with that microphone. You had it set to respond to loud noises, and that's how you got this picture when the pistol was fired. Order, order! I see. I too thought it was a little strange. Yeah, sure. Well, Miss Hart, you were camping there to try and take a photo of Gordy, weren't you? Yeah, not bad. Are you all lawyers that smart? So smart, boy. I was down there trying to photograph Gordy. You got me. So what? Huh? That don't change what I saw, does it? Exactly. What you just used several precious minutes of our time to prove is nothing more than that the witness is an idiot who think monsters exist. Hey! But, as she so succinctly said, so what? It changes nothing.
Not true. You were hiding the whole thing about Gordy for some reason, I know it. But what could it have been? Whatever it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this.
Ms. Hart, why did you hide the fact that you were searching for Gordy from the court? Please revise your testimony.
Right, fine, I'll testify. Won't change nothing, though. Something will change. It has to. And I'm going to spot it.
Akuma! He just Akuma'd.
Actually, I'm not a research student at a university. I'm an investigative photographer. Imagine what a scoop it'd be if I had gotten a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. But that's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked right straight out at that lake. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched that boat the whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands, and I heard another gunshot. I was looking right at the boat the whole time, crossed my heart and hoped to fry.
Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Objection! The witness's testimony is unchanged from before. Whether she is a research student or a photographer has no bearing on this case. There's no need to waste more of our time with another pointless cross-examination. Objection!
I claim the defense's right to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Von Karma's up to something, I know it. He doesn't want me to cross-examine her because... Why? Was there a contradiction?
Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. You seem sure of yourself. You must have something in mind. That would be a first.
Very funny.
You understand this is your last chance at a cross-examination, Mr. Wright? There is no problem with the testimony this time. We will let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict at that time, Mr. Wright. Understood? Yes, Your Honor.
Cross-examination. Actually, I'm not a research student at a university, and I'm gonna be saving my game. I'm an Oops. Actually, I'm not a research... Hold it! Then what manner of person are you? I'm not sure I'm highfalutin enough to be called a manner of anything. I'm an investigative photographer? Yep. You get your photo and sell it to the press. It's that kind of business. Hey, I was taking pictures at my sister's graduation last year, and guess what?
What?
There was a UFO just a-hanging in the sky.
What, a UFO?
You know, an unidentified flying object, a UFO. And that's what I had sort of a revelation. I knew I could become an investigative photographer. I see. Kind of a shaky basis for a career. Magic. Hold it! Is Gordy really all that newsworthy? Heck yeah! I even had him up on the TV. Not sure that appearing on the local news as Rumor of a Month segment qualifies. Last month's segment was Bigfoot sighted on Acorn Hill, I believe. Hey! They also had a picture of him in the newspaper, for real!
Mr. Wright, this is one fight I do not believe you can win. Let's keep moving, shall we?
Yes, Your Honor. That's why I was camping. That's why you put the automatic sensor on your camera? Yep, borrowed it from a university professor. It analyzes every sound it picks up, and when it gets a bang, it snaps a shot. Yep. So how many pictures has it taken so far? The only time the camera triggered was that night. But that's all I was hiding. think it's time you told us why you felt you had to hide your true purposes at the lake. Hey, if word got out what I was up to, the lake would be swarming with competitors. Competitors? Yeah, second-rate shutterbugs trying to steal my scoop. Oh, is that the only reason you were hiding the truth? Well, actually...
Objection! Mr. Wright, I will not have you asking questions with no relevance to this case.
Whatever you say, Mom Karma.
I know you told her to keep quiet.
When I heard the bang, I looked straight out at the light. Exactly what sort of sound was it? Well, I never heard one before, so I can't say for sure. But it sounded like a gunshot. It was a lot sharper a sound than I would have expected. There wasn't much else to look like, so I just watched the boat the whole time. There wasn't much else to look at? Yep. I don't know. She heard a bang and she thought Gordy was out there. I kind of doubt she'd waste any time looking at a boat. What did I do now? What are you giving me that look for? Definitely suspicious. Maybe it's time for some evidence.
Witness, continue.
Hold your hush puppies, Pops. I'm getting there. Then I saw a flash, and near one of the men's hands I heard a... Was there nothing on the lake but the boat at the time? Huh? Wait, so you're thinking maybe he was shot from some other place? I don't think so, nope. That lake was smooth as glass, and nobody was on the shore, neither. I better find some sort of contradiction in his testimony. I won't be able to beat Von Karma any other way. There has to be something. Actually, I'm not a reed, you met? That's what. But I thought when I heard the bite, there wasn't much looked at. I looked straight out at that lake. Hold it! Exactly what sort of sound was it? Well, I never heard one before, so I can't say for sure. But it sounded like a gunshot. It was a lot sharper than the sound I would have expected. Is this the one that he was all confused? There wasn't much else to look at. Yep, I don't know. If she heard a bang and she thought Gordy was out there, I kind of doubt she was looking at a boat. What did you look at me like that for? Lake is really big, so why would she just be looking at a boat instead of looking everywhere for Gordy? Maybe I can use this map. Objection! This There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched the boat the whole time. Should I just use the same evidence again? Objection! I guess so. Miss Hart, were you really looking at the boat? What's with you? Of course I was looking at it. It was the only thing out there. Any normal person would be looking at it. I agree. Any normal person would. But you are far from normal. What? You don't want to step over here and say that? You were camping at the lake to take a picture of Gordy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning the lake for any sign of Gordy. That's what. You wouldn't give the boat a second thought. Ah!
Order! Continue, Mr. Wright.
You testified that you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch that boat. You needed them to search for Gordy. And that's what you were doing. Well? Well, now that y'all mention it, I sort of did take my binoculars and kind of scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gordy might be out there and all.
Ms. Hart, are you saying that you were not watching the boat then?
Sorry, y'all. I wasn't fibbing, really. I thought, I could be witness to a murder and all. Kind of got excited. I was sure I was watching the boat until now.
This is totally uncalled for.
But hey, you got the photograph. You got proof.
Still, we can't see who is shooting who in this.
Right. That's why I took the photo in.
Objection! Witness, that's enough. You've had a long day. Shut your pie hole.
Shut my what?
What was she gonna say? She took the photo and what?
Enhanced it.
Wait a second. She even had the photograph to prove it, but you really can't tell from the photo who is shooting. That's why she said she was going to enlarge the photo. She said it'll drop the quality of but it should let us see who's who. She enlarged that photo. Why won't Von Karma let her show it? I've got a hunch. I bet that enlarged photo shows something bad for Von Karma. This is my chance. If I'm wrong, though, it'll mean prison for Edgeworth. Or worse. What should I do?
God. Because Edgeworth was on that boat. He was clearly on the boat. This picture could just be such a problem. But Von Karma doesn't want us to see it. And if he doesn't want us to see it, there has to be a reason.
Ms. Hart, look at this photograph. You enlarged this photograph, did you not?
Yeah, I did. Why has that enlargement not been presented to the court?
Objection. But because it does not exist.
What are y'all talking about? You were the ones who told me not to show it in court in the first place. You old fool.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Von Karma? Ms. Hart. Show the photo to the court. Show us the enlargement. Objection. The prosecution objects to the submission of this evidence. Objection denied. The witness will show the enlargement to the court.
Why do I keep saying enlargement?
Enlargement to the court.
Here it is.
We still cannot see who is firing in this. It could be the defender, or maybe it's not. Regardless, I'll accept this as evidence. Happy now, Mr. Wright?
Has to be something.
You asked for the enlargement. You got the enlargement. And little good it has done any of us. That's why I requested she not show it. I suppose this means that the cross-examination is over, obviously. Then I would like to close the cross-examination of Miss Lotta Hart. And none too soon. That was a flagrant waste of my time. Mr. Von Karma, do you have anything to add? I stated everything I needed to when this trial began. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. Then I believe it is time for me to declare my verdict. Wait, it's not supposed to go like this. There has to be a clue in this photo somewhere. This is bad, real bad. What should I do?
bullet shot to the heart, but she keeps saying that there was 2 fired 3 times. 3 times, 1 shot killed him, and this is the first shot. If this is the first shot, it missed because she then said she saw the shot that sent him to the lake. Oh, Jesus. I could present any of one of these. I could present this, or this. Well, I guess fired 3 times might be like a whole thing. And the only real thing is just that Edgeworth is not bald. I mean, can we assume that these pictures are accurate and that he's not bald? Wait! Your Honor, this evidence.
Objection! I believe we have spent enough time talking about evidence. Indeed. We've heard opinions on every piece of evidence, but this enlargement, I see no point in retracing our steps. This is bad, real bad. What should I do?
Oh, Your Honor, there is something decidedly strange with this enlargement.
What might that be? Mr. Wright, you will show the court what you mean. What about this photo is strange? Okay, here goes nothing. I'll show the judge what's strange about this photo.
Take that!
Here, Your Honor. The shooter? I'm not sure I understand. What about the shooter is strange? Can you be more specific? Specific, right. I'll show the judge what's strange about...
Oh, wait. That's not the same gun. That's not the same gun.
Here, Your Honor. The shooter? I'm not sure what...
Oh, what? Oh, look at the hand holding the pistol, Your Honor.
The hand?
That hand directly contradicts another piece of evidence. This man's left hand does what? Let me show you. I'll show you the evidence this left hand contradicts. Oh, there's the print from Edgeworth's right hand. There you go. The evidence is clear. The man in the photograph is holding the pistol in his left hand. However, the prints on the murder weapon were from Edgeworth's right hand. Ergo, the man shooting the pistol in this photograph is not Mr. Edgeworth.
Now, everyone in the courtroom has Now that everyone in the courtroom has quieted down, I would like to reconvene this court of law. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have given us definitive proof today. We now know that it was not Mr. Edgeworth who fired the pistol that night. However, this leaves us with a rather large problem. If Mr. Edgeworth didn't do it, then who shot our victim? Precisely. As we have seen, there were no other people on the lake that night. Who but the defendant could have shot the victim?
Oh, this was one of the theories from before. There's only one explanation remaining. The man who shot the victim was none other than the victim himself.
Order! Order! So, you are saying that the victim committed suicide?
Yes, Your Honor. I can think of no other explanation.
Indeed, that does seem to be the only remaining option. Objection! I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright, but suicide is out of the question.
What?
An examination of the victim wound reveals the distance at which he was shot.
The distance?
The victim was clearly shot from further than a meter away.
A meter? That's 3 feet?
There's no way it could have been suicide. Order! Order! Mr. Von Karma, are you sure of the accuracy of your data? Of course. I had already considered the possibility of suicide. You see. Autopsy report updated in the court record. I see. Very well, allow me to state my opinion. Considering the situation, the shooter had to be the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth. However, the prints on the gun reveal that the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. This is a conundrum. Therefore, I would like to suspend proceedings for this trial for the day. The court orders the defense and the prosecution to further investigate this matter. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time.
Dun 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 dun.
That is all. The court is adjourned.
December 26, 1:15 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Whew! That was a close one.
Hey! Don't you have anything to say?
No. I have yet to be declared innocent, right?
Well, yeah, but what happened out there on that lake anyway? If he didn't commit suicide, then who? The shooter was about a meter away, too.
What? Don't give me that look.
I did not kill him. I was just kidding around. Look, I'm gonna go check on Maya.
Oh, right.
What? Tell her something for me. What?
Tell her to watch what she says in court.
That's all. Would it kill you to just state how you really feel with a thanks, Edgeworth? What is it? Was he in love with the mom? He must be in love with the mom or something like that. I have this feeling. I requisitioned a transcript of Lotta's entire testimony. I thought it might give me some ammunition for the trial tomorrow. Of course she didn't see the shooter, so the only part of her testimony that stood was the bang she heard. Lotta's deposition added to the court report. To be continued. Whoo boy. Wow. Ooh. Guys think I can do one more section in about like an hour, hour and a half? Probably, right? For sure I can do that. Alright, let me take another break. And when I come back, we will continue with one more section of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.